This is how to buy a home like a $1 billion+ real estate agent. And team lead with myself, my real estate team has done $1.6 billion worth of BES and transactions over the past few years. And this is what's going to help you the most save more money than buying a home or buying an investment property or RV park and so forth. And know the exact frameworks to follow along the way. Now, if you're brand new, it will help you so much. If you're experienced and we bought places before, this will still help you. One of my clients and I would just buy a 99-unit RV park over the weekend. 99-unit RV park. And even she and her team were not familiar with all the buying processes. From earnest money, from due diligence, the whole thought process behind it. So, super big investor, millions of dollars in assets, had no clue on some of these parts, which is why I'm making this video for you guys as well. I figured if my clients who do stuff at a high level don't understand it completely, then most of them watching it as well may have some questions too. So you will love this breakdown that I've used time and time again to save my clients money. I saved my other clients this last night $25,000 in buying a house and $20,000 in concessions, meaning that concessions would pay for the closing costs for her. And this is why it's so powerful using these processes. My biggest savings to date has been $361,000 on one house. Yes. And I've done this multiple times from $100K to $300,000 in that range in buying a home because right now this is a buyer's market. So when you're looking at buying a home, first steps to understand is why. Why are you buying the home in the first place? Is it for yourself? Is it for an investment opportunity? Is it so you can travel to on vacations and during the off seasons? What is your main why for buying this property? Now, if you follow me for long, I teach people the appreciation arbitrage method, meaning that you leverage your equity to buy more properties. And I actually believe that you should not sell homes if you don't have to. Granted, I sell homes to my clients every single day. I have tons of listings right now under contract to be sold because it's all time and place where you should sell a property. And again, we are some of the best agents in the entire country. You know, top people, top 1% actually, across the whole America for selling homes and being agents. So I love selling homes, but caveat: there are reasons why people should sell. One, they're moving, relocating. This asset's not doing good for them. They want to offload some stuff for the debt to loan ratios. List goes on. There are strategies on why you want to not have your home in your process in your asset anymore. But more often than not, why should you buy? The main point. Are you buying because you need to move? Because you're relocating to a new city? You need to buy because you need to offshore some of your capital gains doing a 1031 exchange? Are you buying because you have a new baby like I just had? We just moved recently as well for the same exact reason. Our home before was not large enough, so the home now is like 2 times the size because of our new son, Alexander. Why are you moving? Is it personal or investment? That is the number one step you want to know. Also, lifestyle versus financial growth. Why are you doing this? Are you moving because you want to have a closer commute to work? Are you moving because you want to be closer to your family? Are you moving because you want to have this asset you know in Austin, Texas, you have a high appreciation rate value? All these things come to factors. So first things first, know why you're moving. And for those who don't know, down below, send me a quick DM. Happy to help you walk through the whole of that process and let's find out exactly what is best for you. What is your why? I'll walk through the whole entire framework we use for our clients because it's different for everybody. And having this video is amazing. Definitely watch to the end. I have amazing tips for you guys. But with that being said, knowing the why is most important. This is the biggest thing. We can help you in all 50 states in 27 different countries now. So if you're in Canada, if you're in India, if you're in America, US, any place across the country, we can still help you. Send me a DM. help you the best process you need to get the best deal moving forward. And then Jamie says, do you think own a home first before trying to invest in real estate property? No, you're not. So I will answer that question now and more later on. So it comes down to buying a home for the why. Your first home could be your investment property. For me, my first home, I was 19 or 20, and I bought a house. It was for me at first and my family, my mom and them. And then later on, once I was just by myself in that house, I got roommates. My roommates paid for my mortgage. So in that regard, I didn't have an investment property without even trying to moving forward. Nowadays, you can buy a FHA loan to buy a house, which is 3.5% down instead of 20% down. That's a regular loan. And by doing that, this allows you to buy any property up to 4 units. Because it is 4 or less, it still counts as single family homes, which is crazy. So you can buy a duplex, a quadplex, and so forth using your why, or why you want to buy this house for yourself, investment, or both. And then doing that strategy, you can now have opportunity to buy a place, lease that one side, live on the other side. So you don't need to own a home before you decide to invest in property. Your first home could be an investment property for you. Also, if your first home is like your forever home or your starter home, you can still have a home for your family that's not used for investments in terms of leasing to other people, but you can do an equity play, which is appreciation arbitrage later on, and pull out the equity from your house, buy more properties, also fund your business, and so forth. So they're all ways you can leverage your first house as well to buy more properties, to do more strategies as well for you too. So stay tuned, ask questions down below. We have more things for you coming as we go. So first step first, is this going to be your why? Is it for your personal use, investment, appreciation arbitrage? What is your big why? Next step number 2 is talk to a realtor like myself. Again, my team has done $1.6 billion in transactions over the past few years. And we've saved our clients millions of dollars over the past few years, easily millions of dollars by now, in savings for our buyer clients. And this is step number 1 to talk to the real estate agents to help you understand your next process. Either myself, your friend, you name it. Again, we're the best of the best. We can help you for sure. But I know sometimes you want to go with your friends, that's fine. But I would say send me the DM still to kind of compare them. If I'm going to a new doctor, a new CPA, or accountant, and so forth, I'm going to interview more than one to see who's the best fit for me. What's their track record? What's going on with them? So ask them these questions. How many homes have you sold? What's your ranking in your brokerage or in the country? How do you do marketing? What do you do for negotiations? How much money do you save your clients on average? All these things play a crucial role into what you're doing in picking your agent. Like for myself, my average buyer saves around $79,000 when working with us. On average, my average seller makes an extra $82,000 working with us. I know these numbers. My highest so far for my seller clients has been $150,000 in 2 days. And almost all the homes that we sell within the first 5 days. You should know these kind of records. So ask your agents, what are their track records? To interview them, like I'm talking right now, ask these important questions. That's number 2. Number 1, know your why. Why are you buying this property? Is it for yourself, investment, so forth? Number 2, talk to an agent like myself. Again, I will give you a free consultation call on Zoom for coffee, you name it. Just give me a quick DM down below. Get that started. Then number 3, this is also super important. This is honestly one of the biggest things, is get pre-approved to buy a house. This is like going to a grocery store and having no idea how much money you have in your wallet or your bank account or your credit cards. You never do that because it'd be kind of hard to know if you can afford stuff in the store. Same thing is true for buying real estate. When you're buying real estate, you're going into the marketplace. The marketplace is when homes are being sold across your city. It is a crazy thought process switch when you think about it that way. It is your marketplace. So getting pre-approved is super, super crucial to understand what it's going to be like for your loan value. Can you afford $1 million, $10 million, $100,000? What is your budget allotted to you from your banks? Because you know this, the worst case that can happen is two things. One, you have a meeting with me, we go see homes, you're not pre-approved yet, and we see a home that you love. But we don't have a pre-approval, and the sellers decline our offer and move forward for a different offer instead. That is the thing. I know for my clients, we require a pre-approval letter to be given to us when you make an offer. And most agents who are good do the same exact thing. We want to make sure we know exactly are they pre-approved, can they afford this house, and will this home actually close, even in the buyer's market. This is big. Number two, on the same point, is that you can afford a $5 million house, but looking at homes for $1 million, you say, wow, I wasted so much time looking at these homes for $1 million, I can afford $5 million. Now, keep in mind, you should never buy the top of your budget. This little caveat there. If your budget is $10 million, maybe $9 to $8 million to be that threshold, not above it. Because sometimes, even in buyer's market, you have to go above asking price. So if my above asking price on a home that is worth $10 million, but it's listed for $9 for some, in the buyer's market, I can then offer $950 and then be able to buy it and not go above my value, my loan ratio, debt to income strategies. So it's really important to get pre-approved first. Pre-approval is super, super important. And again, with lenders, same as agents, you should interview as many as possible. Make them fight for your business. That's the whole job. To fight for your business, your best interest rates, and so forth. And then with me, I will give you more than one to talk to. I have a lot of lenders who are the best in the country as well. Again, at my team, the Elite Real Estate Group, we want only elite people working with us. So we will send you as well elite people to work with too. And if you get pre-approved for a loan with one lender or 100 lenders, it will affect your credit score the same exact way as the one. So there's no reason not to do that. You won't get negatively affected by any means by doing that. So definitely ask for more than one lender to get pre-approved, or your banks and so forth. I will say more often than not, you probably get better rates with a lender than you would with a bank, like your Wells Fargo, Chase, and so forth. But at the end of the day, it's up to you. Sometimes you can get your loans. You'll have a strong relationship with your bank moving forward. Then when it comes to pre-approval, there are tons of loans out there. So you have a FHA loan. FHA loan has two categories, 203K and 203B as a loan. Two different categories. A 203K loan allows you to buy a home that is single family, so it's 1 to 4 units, that is kind of beat up and needs work on it. But what's nice about 203K loans is that I can buy a home that needs work, and it will even loan me the difference for the rehab. Yeah, you hear that? Say it one more time. It will loan me the difference for my rehab. So if I want to make this house look nice, I can buy a duplex or a single family home and then not live in it for a lot amount of time, have them give me money to fix the house up and make it better. And by doing that, you move into a super nice home and get a better deal as well than buying it. A 203B loan is going to be buying a home that's already turnkey ready. The home looks great. No rehabs needed for the most part. And you can buy and turnkey ready off that one. That's super, super powerful for them too. And now, our next step on this whole strategy is the fun part. Look at homes. This is the fun part, obviously, looking at homes. We just sold some of our clients last weekend some $1 million properties, about $1.5 million. Looked at like 4 or 5 homes, and every one of them are totally different from each other. And right now, In 2021, for some fun math for you guys, statistics, in Austin, Texas, there's around 1,700 homes on the marketplace. 1,700 homes in the marketplace in 2021, which is why every home sold super fast. Right now in 2025, in February, there are around 16,000 homes on the market right now. 16,000. Almost 10 times more than we saw 3 years ago. And this is the most amount of homes we've seen in this market in the past 14 years. This is why buying homes today is the best time to do so, because your rate will change over time. The whole cliche people say, especially agents, is you want to marry the home, date the rate. That's real, because in the day, that rate will change, but you cannot fix overpaying for a house. You cannot fix that. Once you overpaid, that's the end of the story. But for a rate, you can always adjust later on. Now, granted, we probably will never see 2 or 3% interest rates again for mortgages, and you should probably hope we don't see that, because if we do, that means that we have a super big recession going on or a big life event like COVID. We don't want that. They try to save the market and inflate our prices. This is why it went so low. Was not just a favor to the economy, just because. It was because something happened really bad. We want to make sure we can protect the economy. So 5%, 6% interest rates, really good to do. 7% interest rates, still not bad. And this is why looking at homes is the fun part of the story, though. But again, this goes back to your why. I want to know, why am I looking at homes in the first place? Because that will change how you approach things. If you're looking for a home to flip, it's a lot different from a home to buy and hold, or to live in, or for your parents, or for your children. All these things make a massive difference. Know your why. Why buying a home in the first place? And on that note, I'm looking at homes. There are a few ways to find homes. So step number 4 is looking at homes, which is the fun part, doing tours and so forth. And when you're looking at homes, you have a few categories. Now, the most obvious one that you will see is the MLS. This is multiple listing services. That's all it is. Multiple listing services that all agents use to find homes. However, that should not be your only criteria to find homes. Like for my clients, I show them homes and more than just this, because there are more options out there besides just MLS. So again, when you interview your agents to work with you, ask them, how will you find me more homes to use? And what kind of loans, like 203Ks, USDAs, all these different strategies will let me use to buy a home as well, get us better chances. So MLS is one strategy. You have for sale by owners, which is FSBO, which is for sale by owner clients. You have expired plus withdrawn listings as well. These listings are people who tried to sell a house at one point in time with an agent, and the agent did a bad job of trying to sell the house, either overpricing it or not doing good marketing. The list goes on, and these people are desperate to sell homes. So I actually will call these people for us and find homes that are expired to sell to you as well, to get you better deals on these kind of people. We have these kind of strategies. Then we also have off-market deals. So off-market and pocket listings are another strategy for you too. This is a really powerful strategy for us as well moving forward. It's trying to find off-market deals, pocket listings, or listings that my agent friends have as well that they know could be good fit. And for some reason, those sellers don't want it on the open market. That could be for privacy issues. That could be because the home is just so expansive or so unique that the MLS actually will hurt it being on it. But sometimes the home is custom made and super extravagant. The MLS won't help it sell quicker because it won't relate to anything else. So there's all reasons why you off market for some strategy as well. And that's what makes it a little easier for you guys. So we have a few steps of why. We have Realtor. You have lender, which is pre-approval. And then you have home search. The 4 steps. Erase this to continue a list, make it easy to read. So we have a few categories down here on what we're looking at currently. So number 4, looking at homes. Again, looking at homes is the fun part of it. We want to see what's happening in them. Number 5 of this strategy is an offer. Now, we make an offer on a home. A couple of things really matter for what we're looking at. One, how many days on market has that house been there for? I just bought a house last night with my clients. It's a duplex. Again, we'll save them $25,000 and $150,000 from what it was literally originally listed at. So listed at one point in time, this home was $550,000, and we're under contract right now for $400,000 with $20,000 for concessions. So that seller is $150,000 less than they wanted originally, and $25,000 less when we found it for them. So it's a huge savings right now for my clients. So I saw for that property that it was on market for 409 days. It's a long time. Even after 60 days, even 30 days, I will do the same strategies. I'm going to find homes that's been in the market for a long time and leverage that against them. Hey, it's been 400 days. You're probably super desperate. Let's find a way to make this win-win for everybody and hope your home gets sold, but at a lower price, because right now there's bad stigma on that property. So that's a huge thing to know. How long it's been in the market for? What is the condition of the house? Are there broken floors? Are the roofs messed up? How's the plumbing? All these things take into account. So when I saw my client's home, you, the home buyer, my client, my friend, are looking at homes, being super excited, and I am looking at the condition of the property. I'm running comps for you. I'm looking at the title commitments. I'm finding out exactly what's happening with the house for you to make sure it's a good investment for you, even as personal use. Because to me, your personal home is still an asset if you use it correctly. If you just don't ever love this equity, it's a liability. Sorry to break it to you, but that's the case of it. But at the same time, if you leverage the home correctly, to me, it's still an investment. So for us, making an offer is super important. Also for us, for my clients, I run CMAs for my offers. So I'm going to see what have sold recently in that area and for how much and how fast. If I can find one house that sold way below market value, I'm going to use that CMA on part of that. Great question, Jamie. On my thing, it popped up, is what is a CMA? A CMA is comparable market analysis. This is when I pull comps from the marketplace to kind of see what's actually selling, what's on market, what's withdrawn, what's expired, to give me a good rule of thumb on what is the true value of this house. What offers should we give them? The CMAs is super important. I said to my clients last year in 2024, $361,000 in buying a house. That's a lot of money because I ran a CMA before we made an offer. I saw a home that sold for $850,000 and they wanted $1.2 million. So for my client, same exact thing happened. The home they wanted was worth 1.2, 1.3. We bought for $856. We saved them over $360,000. I ran CMAs to find out exactly how much we could save them and leverage the offer on them. Because it's really hard to debate data. You cannot debate data that easily. Again, for me, my 3 core pillars of my business model for my clients is that we are marketing focused. We are data focused as well. So marketing focused, data is our whole key model, and then our client success obsessed. So you're obsessed with our clients' results, helping them with the rest of things. We use marketing for our strategy, for our buyers and for our sellers, and we are backed up by data. These are our 3 main things for us. So offer is really important. Now, with offers though, it's not just price, which more people don't understand this. You have two offers that are both worth $1 million on paper. But let's say one offer has a 5-day option period and one has a 7-day option period. An option period, it just tells me I have X amount of days to buy a house. So, for example, we bought a unit for 99 units for RV Park, and our option period, because commercial is 45 days, which is super long. But luckily, we fought for them and got them a long option period. Now, what's nice about option periods is a couple of things. We are protected to do our option period for X amount of days that's allotted to us based on our agreement. Now, when we have our option period, I can do due diligence, meaning I can walk the house, walk the grounds, I can call my inspector, I can call my contractors, my roofers, electricians, all my team I need to see if this house is a good investment and what's wrong with it behind the curtains. So option period is great for that. Now, when you have your offer, though, there are a couple of key things involved with offers. So one is going to be my timeline of my option. Again, 3 days is really short. 5 to 7 is kind of typical, and above 7 for single-family homes is long. For commercial real estate, around 20 days is minimum, up to 45, 60 days, depending on how big the project is. Number 2 is I give them option monies. So option money plus earnest money. Or earnest monies. So earnest money is going to be 1% of the home value. So the home is worth $1 million. I'm going to give them $10,000. Say, hey, I'm committed and I will buy this house. Here's $10,000, 1%. So good faith that I'm committed. Now, what's nice is that earnest money is two things. One, when I get out of option period and I close, this $10,000 will go towards my closing costs. So the money's not lost. It's still being used. And also what's nice about this as well is when I have my earnest monies, I can then have a option to back out and keep that money. So option money is normally $100 to $1,000, sometimes $25. $100 is kind of typical though. So $100 for earnest money, for option money, that is not refundable. It would go towards, the sellers saying, hey, here's my money. Say I'm willing to do this for the $100. Give me 7 days to do my option period for my pre-inspections and so forth. But your earnest money, if I back out during that option period, you keep that money comes back to you. So you won't lose earnest money, which is the big dollars. So don't be afraid to make an offer on the house. You can make 5 offers on 5 different properties and still be protected because you can always say, nope, I changed my mind. I'm in the option period. It doesn't matter anymore. Caveat on that note, though, I'm in Texas. Things are different in other places. My other client of mine, she just bought a home in Tennessee or Kentucky. She bought a home in Kentucky. And for that option period, if she backs out before doing an inspection, she loses earnest money. So make sure you know your laws for each state. In Texas, you back out, you keep earnest money with or without an option, without inspection happening. That's number 3 for options period. And then during option period, I also want to do inspections and due diligence. If I do an inspection, even on an as-is property, I can now use that as ammunition to get my clients the best deal still. So, for example, I bought another house with my clients. We saved them around $200,000 in buying that property on an as-is home. And when we bought the property, we did an inspection on an as-is home. Keep this in mind, an as-is home. I gave them a list of 40 plus items to fix. 40 plus items, big items. Probably going to cost them $10,000 to $20,000 to fix all these things. And they were going to do it because this is a buyer's market for one, and they don't want to lose this client. So even during as is option period, you can save more money after the fact. So you're not locked into that price point, especially for investors. If I'm an investor and I see a house, I bought a home from another client, we said it was $60,000 during her option period. So we buy a house under contract for a good amount of money, and then I did my inspection. We found out the rehab was way more than we thought it was. And the seller disclosure notice that the sellers gave to us did not match that report we got. So, hey, this is too big for us. Either come down $60,000 or we're backing out. And by doing that, we got her a big savings, and she made a good amount of money afterwards, probably $50,000 for flipping the house. So this is why it's so powerful to do inspections, even if you have one. Another caveat, if you have a pre-inspection, you should still do one. I've sold so many homes this year already that we had pre-inspections for clients to save them money and save them, headaches for negotiation strengths. And for some reason, the buyer clients and agents did not do inspections because we already had one. This is never do. But because of that, they could not save any money. So we got above asking price for our clients in 3 days, both times doing the strategy for pre-inspections, and they could have saved more, but they didn't do the due diligence. So very important to make sure you do your inspection period when buying a home and have an option for that strategies. So then that is how you handle negotiations and so forth. After this happens, so after option happens, you then move to under contract. Under contract. And number 6 is option. Offer. So number 6 is offer. Number 6 is under contract. Once we're under contract, we are then kind of playing the waiting game. We're doing due diligence, we're doing inspections and so forth. And we have around 30 to 45 days until we close on the house. It's a pretty long process. So if I'm buying a home, I'll be prepared months in advance, at least 60 days in advance to get ready for this transaction. Now, when we make under contract, keep in mind, after option ends, you get to kind of just do your appraisals. It normally happens the last week or two of the whole criteria. And with option under contract, there are 2 rounds of negotiations. One round of negotiations is during option money. There's 3 in total. The first one, you buy the house, that's the first round of negotiations. Number 2 is in the option period. I'm going to do my due diligence and find more stuff wrong with this house for more negotiation strengths. Number 2, or number 3 in this case, but number 2 in this example is going to be my appraisal. My appraisal is when I do my home value. A guy comes by or a woman comes by to appraise my home based on the market value in the area. You can see CMA. When they do this, they always tell us it's worth $1 million, $2 million, $500,000, depending on where you're at. That'll give me an example. Now, here's why it's so important to have a good agent working with you. When I have my clients buy a home, I find a way to talk to the appraiser. Because I can give them comps that I made for us. And my comps will showcase that why my home is worth more than it is in some cases, or at least worth more than they think it's worth in their eyes. Because if your home on the appraisal comes back lower than you're buying it for, your bank or your lender will not loan you more than the appraised value. Because the banks is not worth that much money. So if it's appraised for $975 and you're under contract for $1 million, I have to come out of pocket now for $25,000 to do this. You probably cannot read that small writing. So $975K under contract for appraised value. So AV, and then I'm under contract at $1 million. The difference is that $25,000 you have to pay out of pocket to buy this house, which you don't want to do because your loan will not be loaned on this thing. But if I can give my appraisal that is coming by my comp that says the home is actually worth $1.1 million, and they give it to me instead of $975, but $0.025 million, I just made my client, you, a bonus $25,000 of instant equity. So when you buy real estate, you make money when you buy, not when you sell. If I can buy under market, I can make money if it's appraised correctly in my favor. Same for my seller clients. I've sold a home last year that we sold his house in 2 days. My open house had 100 people there. We outperformed every single home agent in a 5-mile radius. Every single home agent in a 5-mile radius when we sold his house for him. And appraised $75,000 higher than they were under contract for. So we beat it by a landslide so much that there was no comps that justified the price. Luckily, with my negotiation for my client, we made the people come up more money to pay the difference out of their own pocket for this house. So it all worked out, luckily. But in some cases, that won't always be the case. So even with comps given to the appraisal loan, this can still happen. So number 6 is under contract. We're under contract. We now have this home. Under contract. And under contract, we have a few steps. We have all options, or appraisals, or final walkthrough. If I'm buying a home that's a brand new build, I'm going to have my blue tape walkthrough. Make sure it's done correctly before closing. If it's commercial real estate that my client's buying this 99-unit RV park, or under contract, is a lot more work. I gotta walk the ground, I gotta do due diligence, I gotta do rent rolls, I gotta find out what's happening for real on these clients. And a little bonus thing that was not really attached to this, we got under contract. List of things not to do. Don't buy a car. Don't open new credit cards. All these things are super important. You buy a new car or open new credit cards, this will affect your loan to debt ratio and make your loan be disqualified. And then you can no longer buy this house. So wait till after you have done the whole process for buying a home. Just keep that in mind. Number 7, this is the fun day, which is closing. Closing day is the funnest day of the whole transaction. This is when you guys own the house now. You're now able to move in once you give them your IDs and your closing costs. Now, for closing costs, on this note, actually, let's have to back up for you to break down what closing costs is and closing is. So 7 is closing. So closing costs is more than just your down payment. So your down payment is a part of closing costs. If I'm buying an FHA loan, my down payment is 3.5% down. If I'm buying it as a conventional loan, it's going to be 10 to 30% down. If I'm buying a DSCR loan instead, it's going to vary. If I'm buying this property with a USDA loan, that's 0% down, or VA loan is 0% down. So this can range from 0 to 50%, depending on the strategy. Another caveat for those out there, you should always do OPM. which is other people money. Leverage the banks, leverage the loans. Don't use your own cash if you don't have to, because you can get a great deal right now, even a non-cash deal, and at the end of the day, it closes the same way, just not as fast. But you have more capital now to play with doing your own strategies. So let's look how you got there. Down payment, 0 to 50%, depending on how you structure it. But you also have title fees. You have lender costs. You have lawyer fees, depending on where you live at. All these different fees add up to this. So normally when you have closing costs, you should add in around an extra 1 to 3% for closing costs. So you have 1 to 3% extra being paid down for closing costs on top of your down payment. So your down payment is 0, you're still going to have to pay some degree of money. But for the right agent on your side, it's not always the case. Again, for my client, bought them a house, and they came to the table with like $4,000 because we got them a huge concession. And concession allows us to offer them a different structure. So I said, hey, instead of going down to $975,000 for my offer, I'm gonna buy the home for $1 million, but give me $25,000 in concessions so I can use that for my closing costs on the back end. And this allows us to then be able to make our offer stronger. Again, I said before, on the offer step, offer is not just price. Offer can be my option period date, my contingencies, my objections, my concessions. All these different things add in to this as well. So you can save a lot more money. So you have good agent on your side like myself helping you do this. Your closing costs can be paid for by the new build rep, by the new build community, by the seller giving us closing costs off the price. All these things play a big role into this. So 7 is closing. And this is how you do a whole home buying process from A to Z. Now, again, keep in mind, this is the best time ever to buy a home. There never been more homes in the marketplace in Austin, at least, in the past 14 years. So finding amazing deals this is the time to do it. So you can find amazing deals that have been on the market now for 100 to 400 plus days and save yourself, with all help, $100, $200, $300,000 on buying a property and pay for closing costs and so forth. And again, we can help you in all 50 states and 27 different countries now across the world. We'll help you out as much as we can. This is the home buying process. Again, my real estate team has done $1.6 billion in transactions over the past few years. I'm pretty confident in what I taught you guys today, the home buying process. But as always, get any questions down below. Ask your questions. We'll answer them as they come. But this is the best way to save more money, more headache, and less stress when buying a property. And again, thanks for watching, guys. The Elite Edge podcast, where top players come to become world class. Make sure you tag your friends down below. Share this video. Who do you know that is trying to buy a house next 1 to 3 months? Let us know. And if you send us a client or a referral, I will take care of you guys and make you super happy as well. We can't obviously give money as agents to our referral partners in this case, but I can at least make you have a better day moving forward. So thank you so much for all your help and support. Share this video, drop some likes down below, send some love, and again, thanks for being here. See you guys at the top. Have the best day yet.